Welcome. I'm a representative of the Institute of Empathy, which conducts research into the need for more empathy in the world today. We see many people suffering from EDD, or empathic deficit disorder. If you notice yourself being indifferent or feeling sympathy for someone, but not having the empathy to feel with someone, this gallery is meant for you. Please, take 5 minutes to witness the cycle of refining vapors that are infused into the 3 empathics in our virtual Chimeric Space. Then, stand under the mosaic shower or dance if you feel so moved. Now, I'd like to guide you through the art that we connected with from the museum's holdings and help you understand some of its lessons. First off, the Institute urges you to watch Jacolby Satterwhite's video being shown on the wall as you rise to the 4th floor. He takes you to his own planet, a safe space he devises for his memories, especially those of a Mother's Day party in his home in South Carolina. You can see his family dancing in home movies, and then see Jacolby dancing around what you'd expect at a party: a huge cake, a barbecue grill. But then words and drawings hover like rubbery neon signs. Those are his mother's drawings, her designs for devices that she wanted to market on TV's QVC channel. Eventually, Jacolby realized that his mother's inventiveness was also a sign of her schizophrenia. He honors her drawings with his animation celebrating her unique cosmology. This is empathy in action. Nearby, you can see young men making a spectacle that has a serious side. These masqueraders from Nigeria speak and sing about their difficulties and let their elders know what has been going wrong. All attention focuses when the pot that you see in the middle is lifted up. Called the pot of foolishness, a player grabs it and confesses about the stupidest thing they have recently done. Once you openly admit what you've done wrong, whatever it is becomes less volatile than a secret cover-up. The empathics think more pots of foolishness are not a bad idea. Across from the players are 2 suits created by Nick Cave to take on the fear of difference. He once listened to the news when policemen explained that they beat a man named Rodney King because he seemed like a boogeyman. Nick decided to make suits that throw into question who he is. He uses human hair from barbershops in Chicago, crocheted pot holders and socks, and transformed them into suits that defy our usual idea of what a man can be. At the Institute of Empathy, we're studying what happens when humans merge with other species and see these suits as a sign of change to come. Then, there's a suit that tests your capacity for empathy. The caterpillar suit was inspired by a book called The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. In the opening paragraph, the lead character wakes up to find himself transformed into a monstrous insect. Imagine waking up as a caterpillar. The artist, Walter Altman, weaves these suits out of wire in a slow process he learned in South Africa. Walter says he has always been intrigued by the life of insects, who may be unwelcome and despised, but they share our homes. Empathy for another species is something we promote, and this suit makes us consider caring more for that slow-moving caterpillar. A ring with bristling spikes is next seen with art from the Ashanti Kingdom, where leaders wear rings that signal proverbs. They say you need to use words that are oiled and embellished to facilitate digestion. When a king wears this, he may refer to a proverb about a caterpillar. The grub. It does not talk, but it breathes, referring to a stranger who is being secretive. Or a proverb about a porcupine. Don't get into a fight with someone who can hurt you more than you hurt them. Starting a meeting by messaging with your jewelry is a practice the empathics also embrace. Look for the miniature sculptures nearby. In the Ashanti Kingdom, these weights went on scale when measuring gold dust. You started every business transaction with a message. This bird is Sankofa, who stands for Pick It Up If It Falls Behind, which led to the No Child Left Behind idea in the US. Some proverbs remind you that life doesn't always favor the strong, wise, and rich, but sometimes the poor and foolish succeed in life. As seen in 2 men who are former friends who find each other and sway back with joy to realize that they now have time to tell each other stories about the ups and downs of their lives. Friendship is a highly valued commodity. Saya, who makes garments for the empathics, was inspired by the Maasai collection. She told us about how it was entirely DIY. A Maasai intern at the museum was upset by the way Maasai art had been collected, so he proposed to make a collection with his community support. Maasai women are always committed to DIT, do it together. Each piece of jewelry was made to be given to a young bride they respected. No one there buys jewelry. You make it or give it to someone you identify as being close to you. Colors carry meanings, and each necklace is circular, showing the belief in the circular form of the universe. You carry the world with you. Fulani women wear these magnificent blades of gold. The Fulani are the largest group of nomadic people in the world now and cover an area of Africa larger than the US. Some have settled and live 20 different nations, where they enjoy a rich musical culture and rely on ideal tenets known as pulaku. These 4 tenets guide Fulani behavior to be stoic, reserved, patient, respectful of others, hospitable, hardworking, and Fulani tend to loathe boisterous people or those who display vulgar wealth. Instead, they keep one pair of earrings that are a signature of their patience and self-control. How a skirt can be a protest is seen in South Africa. Ndebele women bead their skirts to become a banner covered with patterns just like the walls in their houses. Ndebele women's creativity helped them overcome the hardships of the apartheid regime in South Africa. They surround their families with a passion for design, as you can see in these photographs of Esther Malangu in front of her home. She and others make sure they stand out. They triumph their announcement, "Don't sympathize with me, empathize instead." This face is that of Queen Adia, the mother to a superstar king who ruled in the early 16th century. She's an icon of feminine power, with her penetrating stare and elegant profile. She's also an icon of resilience, coming from the Benin Kingdom that has spanned a millennium to be one of the oldest monarchies on earth. In 1897, the British invaded this kingdom and deposed the king, but the kingdom revived in the 20th century. By the 21st century, the 38th king in the dynasty uses her image as an award for excellence. Here, you can see how this face is carved into the furniture of the palace, on plaques for this award, and how this dynamic kingdom lives on. The tallest woman in this room is a royal wife who greets visitors to the palace of the Com Kingdom in Cameroon. Another woman holds a giant snake biting a bird, showing how ancestors who live underground connect to the ancestors contacted by birds that fly into space. The young smiling man holds 2 bowls, ready to offer you either palm wine or kola nuts to relax or stimulate visitors to the palace. The museum knows stories like this because they reached out to the king and asked what they should do and say about this art from his kingdom. The king and his advisors agreed it was best to have their kingdom seen in Seattle, and they sent a grandson of the palace, Gilbert Mbang, to share research. He continues to report back to the king about the museum's work. After many long, steady years of exchange, officials from the Palace of Lycom and Seattle Museum continue to be in conversation. Empathics urge us to aim for more of these dialogues whenever we collect. The empathics wear masks that are based on these Sawe masks from Sierra Leone. Only women who have been initiated by other women in a university of the forest wear them. They have ringed necks because their guardian spirits resides in the sacred deep dark pools of the forest. When that spirit rises out of the water, it makes ripples of concentric rings. Their eyes are downcast because Sawe are taught to maintain poise and composure and not look directly at other people. Mouths, which can be one's own worst enemy, are kept tightly shut. After attending this unique university, young women form a lifelong support network. We are honored to share in their insights and hope you will step into their guardian pool to partake of the mosaic shower that is meant to encourage you to elevate your own empathic capability.